Hello everyone, I'm Brior and welcome back to Goodgame Empire. Also, welcome back to my guide to the Nomad Invasion and the Khan's Revenge. In this part of the guide, I will be talking about the different prizes you can get from those events, specifically the equipment sets. If you missed part 1, which was a tutorial for participating in the events, I've added a link to that in the video description down below. Let's not waste any more time. I've already opened the Rewards tab of the Herald of the Nomad Invasion. As you can see, the very first prize up for grabs is the Saga of the Terror Bird decorative item. This decorative item costs 2,050 Khan tablets, and it provides 245 public order. It also provides 550 might points. This decorative item is pretty solid. It is an upgrade from the old decorative item prize, which is the Terracotta Soldiers. Is there any reason to buy the Terracotta Soldiers today? Maybe. It is cheaper, of course, and it still satisfies the 950 Khan Tablet Plus requirement for getting seasonal points for spending your Khan tablets. So, if the seasonal event is very important to you, you could buy more Terracotta Soldiers than Sagas of the Terror Bird, and thereby get more seasonal points. But, for the most part, I recommend going with the Saga of the Terror Bird decorative item, because it's just more powerful, and you won't have to replace it as early on. As you can see, I've filled up my castle in the Fire Peaks with lots of copies of this decorative item. Next up in the Rewards tab of the Herald of the Nomad Invasion is the Condor equipment set. Now this is a commander set. It is actually one of the older commander sets in the game, and it's not quite as good anymore. It used to be that the only way to complete this set, by getting the hero, was to be first in the entire event. But now, this entire set can be purchased quite easily in the vendor page. Do I recommend that you get this set? Probably not. I've put up the stats right now, and it's not bad, but again, it's quite outdated, and there are so many sets that are easier to get that are a whole lot better than this. Actually, upon further consideration, this set is pretty bad. The only redeeming thing about it is you can put your own gems on it, which means you could get a lot of courtyard with this set. Other than that, its fortification bonuses are quite pitiful compared to modern NPC commanders. As we go further down the Rewards tab within the Herald of the Nomad Invasion, you will notice two 3-piece sets, one for a commander and one for a Castellan. Once again, I will have the stats for these equipment sets up on the screen now. The Lamellar Armour used to be a very good piece of equipment for making some interesting custom commander sets, but for the most part, these two sets are very outdated, and I would definitely not recommend buying any of these pieces. What made the Lamellar Armour so interesting was its melee, ranged, and glory combination. So if you are still a low-level player who's interested in getting far better at the Foreign Invasion and the Bloodcrow Invasion, maybe the Lamellar Armour might do something for you. In the tools department, there are two rewards that are very important to get. The first is lime powder bombs, which are a extremely useful, critically useful defense tool against PvP targets, and the second are horsetail standards, which will help you during the Foreign Invasion and the Bloodcrow event. Remember to buy these tools in small batches to maximize the amount of seasonal points that you can get by spending your Khan tablets. The other three tools are not useful, in my own opinion, although maybe bodkin arrowheads if you needed something to defend against the Khan attacks with. However, you can easily get other ranged tools from the Storm Islands, for example. I just looked, and the tools that you can get in the Storm Islands are actually also bodkin arrowheads. I would recommend that if you do want these tools, you pay Aqua for them, and not Khan tablets. That brings us to the Armor of the Eastern Raiders, a Castellan set which was recently added to this store. It used to be that you had to rank within the top 100 during this event to get one piece of this equipment set. This equipment set is very good. I would recommend purchasing it, especially if you don't already have a serviceable Castellan. As with all of the other equipment sets, I will put the stats up on the screen right now. What's interesting about this Castellan is its whopping 65% combat strength of defenders in the courtyard. That's very impressive for a Castellan. If you want to see how this Castellan stacks up when compared to some of the other sets in the game, check out my recent video updating you on my Castellan equipment, in which I do just that. It's a side-by-side comparison of most, if not all, of the recent Castellan sets. I'll have a link to that video in the description of this one. At 45,500 con tablets, there is a bit of a hefty price on this Castellan set, but depending upon where you are in the game, it might very well be worth it for you. Now let's talk about the point and rank rewards that you can get during this event. For the most part, the point rewards are more of the same. A handful of tools, a handful of troops, and some materials with which to build items. Remember that you can get special ruby defenders from this event, and I recommend that you do so. Keep those defenders stockpiled. You always want to have enough around to cover the walls. It will make defending a whole lot easier for you. As you can see, you will also get time skips as rewards from this event. It's not as much as you previously got, which is why time skips are all that more important. Make sure you have space in your inventory to collect these rewards. It will keep you going in your quest to collect more and more con tablets. You'll get more of these kinds of rewards for your alliance doing well in the event as well. The new commander set that is up for grabs during this event is the Regalia of the Nomadic Raider. This equipment set is very difficult to get. In fact, you'll need to collect 100,000 points to get the last of the 3 pieces available in each iteration of the event. I don't know how possible it is to get that many points without spending money on the game. You'll notice that I have done it this time, but I spent about $30 to get some boosts. I talked about that in part 1 of this guide. The biggest reason I bought was to get more time skips, as I think that's the bottleneck for pretty much everybody. I have plenty of troops and plenty of tools, but eventually I will run out of skips if I don't buy. If you are unable or unwilling to spend money on this game, you will very likely have to wait until this set becomes outdated and is made available for more players. Still, let's take a look at the stats of this equipment set, which I've put up on the screen right now. As you can see, this set is very much geared towards attacking Nomad and Con targets. In fact, it's practically useless for anything else. However, it is very good at that, with additional melee and ranged combat strength and plenty of fortification bonuses. However, I don't actually know how useful this set would be, because to get one of them would be pretty hard, and to get multiple would be extremely hard. And remember, when you're attacking Nomad and Con camps, you want to be able to make use of your attack presets, you want to be able to send multiple attacks at the same time, and it's very helpful to have multiple copies of the same commander. In other words, if you only had one of these commanders, it could be just as much of a burden as it is a benefit. For that reason, I'm not going to be going out of my way or spending any more money in an attempt to complete this set. Still, look at that courtyard. 100% may not look that impressive, but remember, some of the other commanders with bonuses like that, such as the Invader Commander for example, only apply against PvP targets, so your courtyard against NPC targets is closer to about 60 or whatever you're getting from your regular gems. Still, most of the normal, so to speak, NPC commanders in the game already have enough fortification bonuses to practically make ladders and rams unnecessary, so as you can see, there's a lot of back and forth as to how much of a benefit this commander actually provides. If you are a player who doesn't really have a chance of getting a commander like this, kind of like I am, I would not be too bent out of shape about it. Alright, now let's talk about the different rewards you can get by spending your Con medals. Remember, this is the currency you get from successfully defending against Con attacks. The very first reward is the Warrior Eagle. It is a decorative item with 260 PO, and you can get it for about 3,000 medals. To me, that is quite expensive, so I would pass up on that. From this panel, you can buy several different kinds of base food production build items. I'm not quite sure what I would do, if it's better to buy the very best build item in the first place, or if it's better to buy the small ones and work up as you go. Also interesting is the food storage build item, but the thing about this is it's only slightly larger than what you can build with your own resources. So again, I wouldn't feel great about spending my hard-earned con medals on something like that. Also, the barracks build item is not useful to me because I already recruit plenty of troops, and the hospital build item isn't useful at all because it's just something that changes the appearance of your building. Finally, you can buy different materials to construct your own build items, and I guess this is what I would go for, but these packs only give you a very small amount of materials, so once again, it's not something that I feel great about. I'm guessing that most players buy the base food production build items, but most players also probably participate in the Khan's Revenge a lot more than I do. Overall, in my opinion, the Khan's Revenge doesn't provide the best rewards. And to wrap up this video, let's take a look at the rank rewards you as an individual can earn and you as an alliance can earn. Now keep in mind, the Nomad Invasion, like all of the other events in the game, is super competitive now. So as you can see, I have over 100,000 points, and I am not even in the top 100. However, if you do manage to land in the top 100, at least during this iteration of the event, you can get a level 8 base food production build item. So these are the build items that are taken into account before public order, which means they are very good to have. You can also get a Holy Nomad Hero Turtle, which is a decorative item. It's pretty good, but like all other decorative items, it should be replaced in time. If you manage to get into the top 50, now you're talking about a level 9 base food production build item, in addition to that level 8 base food production build item, and you'll also get a Gem of the Rebellion level 12. I don't know how useful these gems are anymore, because all of the Castellan and Commander sets we've been getting recently are 9-piece sets, so what can you really do with a gem like this? Are you going to put it on a look piece, which will expire over time, which means you will lose your level 12 gem? I don't know, maybe. And finally, if you are the victor of the event, then you will get a level 10 base food production build item, which is crazy good. And remember, that's in addition to the other two and the two that you can get as an alliance. So let's go ahead and take a look at the alliance rewards. For the top 50 alliances, we're talking about a level 7 base food production build item and a Flight of the Nomad Princess. I have a whole bunch of these in my ice castle. I think it looks pretty good. It's a fairly solid decorative item. In fact, it is better than the one you can earn for being in the top 100 as an individual. The top 20 alliances will get a base food production build item level 8, solid, and the victor, as has been the case for a few years now, will get a Wrath of the Nomads decorative item, which is very good, and it will look nice in any castle. So that about wraps it up for this video. Once again, thank you so much for watching. It was really fun time making these two Nomad guides after going crazy, balls to the wall on this event. If you liked this video, be sure to actually like it, and maybe let me know in the comment section below, or maybe I'll put a poll asking you guys whether videos like this, back to basics tutorials, are helpful. Alright, I've been Brior, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the near future.